We'll return to the macro discussion, but let's talk some Tesla, Jenny. As stock is kind of like back, baby. I guess like I'm kind of excited about it.
So am I, especially because we have so many like near-term things to look forward to outside of just like this week. I mean, we're up 15% this week. We get earnings at the end of this month. We get the robo-taxi unveil August 8th. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to now in the pipeline of Tesla as far as it's concerned. But up 3% this morning. I saw pre-market analysts mostly optimistic, like mostly price target raises. Guggenheim raised their price target. BofA was one of the most optimistic, raising to 260 from 220, highlighting that overall the inventory drawdown in the last 2 quarters we saw for second quarter was better than expected, and they think that multiples on deliveries were better than they expected, as they think the stock can move higher with this positive catalyst path. And I mean, Wedbush was another one that now sees a bull case of $400 a share. They did give a price target of $300. That's the new street high. I mean,
that's Dan Ives, right?
That is Dan Ives, yes.
Okay,
correct.
so he's back because he was kind of hating on Elon for a little bit there. He was kind of joining Ross Gerber in the camp that Elon's distraction with Twitter and X was hurting the company and all this stuff. So, but he's cheerleading again.
He's, I feel like, always been a bit more like, as of I think the most recent earnings call, I feel like he rejoined the pack a little bit, or at least like he's always talking about it. So I always assume he's part of like the buzz around Tesla.
Of course, never been a Tesla hater at all, but like to see him kind of back out, pounding the table again, 400 is a little bit of a different shift from like where he was 4 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it totally is a different shift, and even 300 is, I mean, like I think that's even the bullish case. That's the highest I could see among analysts, and only Tesla I think would have price targets that range from $300 a share to $22.86. I believe is Gordon Johnson, says he's like the most notorious bear in this name. But
okay, so $300 from Wedbush. That's pretty juicy.
That is pretty juicy, and this name trade, but it trades as if I mean, we should be implying massive growth. It's PE. We talked about it yesterday. It's like 84 times. I mean, it's right now above most of the major tech names we talk about as far as like its valuation. So
different ballpark.
Totally different ballpark.
This is why it's so much fun, because it's actually totally different than like the Nvidia rally. We've kind of gone from a high quality tech-driven earnings rally to now like Tesla's gonna do the world-changing robo-taxi event. It's like, all right, the good fun times are back.
Yeah, and I do like the degree of like the unveiling, because typically when we hear from like an Apple unveiling, it's like, oh, we expected that. But Tesla, anything could happen. You could just get like a new vehicle. I mean,
and you might get a sledgehammer against a car, or like Elon's shirt rising up too high while he jumps.
I love it all. Yeah. And, okay, not all analysts were as optimistic though today. I was reading this pessimistic note out of JP Morgan, and it's just like there's no other name that commands the most polarized like bears and bulls. They're like, we see no upside, we see basically no near-term catalyst. The complete opposite of what I described you at a BofA. So I'm like, I always think
that's from where? Bank of America?
JP Morgan.
Oh, JP Morgan. Bank of America says it's only worth 220. We're looking at right now.
Yeah.
But they had to raise it up to 260. So price changes sentiment.
Price, I will say, like I think the average price target right now does still imply upside from where we're currently trading. So overall, street, are still enough of like those that skew bullish, that skew that like $22. I think brings the overall average so significantly down. But there's still those that have questions, and I think that after we saw like the phenomenal moves, you could say, okay, have things run up. But I think also things have been hit too hard. So
the JP Morgan note basically just saying that it's fair value.
Yeah, they think they see near term now upside with the recent momentum we've seen.
Got it. All right. Well, I mean, look, the thing just like went vertical in the last week. So had a pretty long base though. So for those that believe the bigger the base, the bigger the break, we're kind of getting it. All right. Thanks, Jenny. Tesla back in form, speculative fervor. All right. Fun stuff.